Good morning and welcome to Crumpets and Tea, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good night. I wanted to let y'all know that I was reading 101 essays that will change your life, that will change the way you think, actually. And it's repetitive. It repeated a lot of things. I've read several books on these topics, on what can change your life, or will hit your life. But that will change the way you think. It can change the way you think if you allow it to, if you want to. Here's an example. So many of our relationships hinge on whether or not we continually fulfill a set of expectations that we often know about, but sometimes do not. Our fear of honesty and change is rooted in no longer being acceptable or wanted or held in high regard by the people who claim to love us. We associate doing what we want and putting ourselves first with being selfish and with not considering others. We're taught that what we should want is what makes others happy. But do you want people in your life who secretly don't want to be there? Is it really surprising that we're all lost and scrambling and disconnected from ourselves when we're taught not to follow our instincts and truths for the sake of someone else's ego? No. It's not mean to tell the truth. We're just not used to hearing anything other than what we want to hear. We've chalked anything that isn't coddling and placating and aligned with our most delusional and comforting thoughts to be wrong. Truthfulness and meanness have become synonymous because so long as people aren't doing and saying what we want to see and hear, they're wrong and they're hurting our feelings by subconsciously or not making us feel unaccepted, unwanted, and invalidated because we're only finding those things externally. Okay, that was probably the only thing I have not read in another book exactly like that, right? There's no way you will be able to predict or plan what will be happening in 5 years from now. That's said in a lot of books. If you can predict and plan for that, dream bigger, try harder. Planning your life or having a cohesive idea of what you're doing isn't necessarily ambition. It's more just a soothing notion. Focus instead on what you want to do with each and every day of your existence. That's noble, that's worthwhile, that will get you somewhere. I'd say that's an excellent tip. Excellent. You owe nothing to your younger self. You're not responsible for being the person you once thought you'd be. You owe everything to the adult you are today. You owe it to yourself to ask yourself what you like, what you want, what calls you, what you need, and what you deserve. Do you know why you don't have the things you once thought you wanted? Because you don't want them anymore. Not badly enough. I like that one too. It's likely that you're between realizing you don't want what you once did. Okay. Okay, here's another one. One more, baby. One more. Here's another one that I have. I used to wonder how you let go of the things that are killing you when it feels like it would kill you to let go. How you decide between if things are meant to be, they will be, and if you want it, you have to go get it. I think we hold on tightest to the things that are not meant for us because at some level, we know they aren't really ours. We're always seeking the love we know we don't have. We're always trying to prove the things that are not entirely self-evident. We know that when we stop thinking and talking and racking through the details again and again, it will really be over. When all that exists is an idea, holding on is the only way to keep it. And my therapist has actually said that in other words. Because letting go has little to do with giving somebody permission to leave our lives or declare that they don't love us anymore or walk away for good, and everything to do with accepting that they already have. I don't know about fate, but I do know that things that are ours don't require us to mentally and emotionally latch onto them to remain. That the best things are never forced, are never created out of ultimatums. Never leave us reeling and questioning them for months or years at a time. That's right. I do know that you cannot prove how much you love by how much you're pained over loss. That you do not prove your character by how well you convince other people you're doing the right thing. And it goes on and on. And so I personally, for me, this book, I have read similar things. I have read similar concepts, similar thoughts, similar beliefs, and other books that I've already read. And I go to therapy, so I also receive a lot of these suggestions or this knowledge through therapy. However, if you're not in therapy, if you're not reading books or books about self-life, self-love, transforming yourself, letting go. Okay, I have to go, but it wasn't my favorite. I wouldn't read it again. I wouldn't keep it. I wouldn't buy it. I'm returning it back to the library. It was great. It's not going to change the way you think unless you want to change the way you think. And I think that takes more than reading it and letting it go. I think you have to apply it to yourself and really live it and believe it. And so I'd recommend it if you're not attending therapy. I'd recommend it if you're not reading other books. I'd recommend it if you're really trying to transform your life. then yeah, you know what I mean? Like, go for it. I would put it on my, I already read it. It was great. I mean, it wasn't that great for me, but you know what I mean? It was repetitive. So you want to say hi? And we're leaving, we're out. Andiamo. Bye. I love you, my loves.
I love you, my love.